which is bundle conductor. Usually, for high voltage transmission line, we didn't use one conductor like this. This is for low voltage transmission line. Maybe in the distribution system, we use only one cable. Okay, but most of the time for high voltage transmission line, we use more than one cable. We use multiple cable. The purpose of using multiple cable is to reduce the line reactance. This one, to reduce line reactance. That means we want to reduce the inductance of that transmission line, and then we want to reduce other effect. Let's say for the corona effect. Corona effect, by using this arrangement or multiple conductor, we call it as bundle, multiple conductor, we can reduce line reactance as well as we can reduce the corona effect and other audible noise effect into the communication system, the signal of the radio system, the signal. See, any signal it will disturb. So by using bundle, it will reduce that. We call it as audible noise. Reduce the effect of audible noise and reduce the reactance. We have sometimes we have multiple, and we have two, bundle of 2, bundle of 3, and bundle of 4. These are typical numbers of conductor that being used for high voltage transmission line. This is an example. This transmission line actually easy to see in our country, Malaysia. We have bundle of 2. Okay, this bundle of 2. There's 2 cable for phase A. This is phase A, phase B, and phase C. Okay, this single 3-phase, we call it as single circuit. Okay, if we have 2 single circuit, then we call it as 3-phase double circuit. 3-phase double circuit. Double circuit, CCT. One on the left, one on the right. If you look at this transmission line towers, okay, this is towers, this is arm. Okay. This configuration will give us the value of L and C. Okay, because the resistance is equal to rho L over A. It doesn't affected by the transmission line arrangement or transmission line configuration. But this configuration will affect the value of L and C. Okay. If you look at this tower, they usually have one shield wire on the top of the tower. This is as a protection system. When lightning strike, it will strike on this shield cable. Actually, this shield cable is connected to the ground. To the ground. That's why we have phase A, phase B, phase C, and then sometimes you see what phase on the top of this transmission line. This is actually shield wire, just a protection wire to protect our transmission line from the lightning strike. Okay. This is a bundle of 2. Usually they will have this arrangement: bundle of 2, bundle of 3, and this bundle of 4. That's why you see transmission line, they have bundle. Okay, bundle like this. This bundle. So what effect to the bundle to the GMR? Okay, just now we calculate GMR for the solid conductor and for the multiple subconductors GMR. Now for the bundle conductor, so I go straight to the point. So for bundle conductor, we have to calculate DS for bundles. Before this, our DS for solid conductor is equal to R prime or R exponent minus 0.25. Okay, this is our DS. Now for bundle conductor, we cannot use this formula anymore. We have to use this formula to calculate DS. Okay, so now for bundle conductor, we have to calculate DS for bundles. This is DS for bundle of 2. Okay. This DS is come from our previous equation. This D is not diameter, but this D actually equal to distance between these 2 conductors. This phase A. Okay, phase A, we have bundle of 2. So bundle, we have this distance between these two cable. This is the D, distance between these two cable. For bundle of 3, distance between these 3 cable. Usually we will hang this transmission line with the same distance so that it becomes symmetrical. Okay, let's say this one, cable 1, cable 2, cable 3 with the same distance between each other. Okay, distance of D. Same goes to the bundle of 4. We have this distance. Okay. So for bundle conductor, this ds must be calculated by using this equation, this S bundle. For bundle of 2, we have this equation. Okay, actually this will be given in the test of final exam lah. But if you did not understand what is this, how to calculate this one, we can go back to our previous formula. Because we have 2 distance over here, right? 1 to 2. We have this element D11, D12, D21, D22. So we have 4 distances for this bundle of 2. Then this dA is usually ds. So become ds square times D12 square. This ds actually, so this one, okay, this ds is our previous ds, ds equal to r exponent minus 0.25. This is our solid conductor, GMR, geometric mean radius. So this ds times d. When we simplify this one, this the root of 4, we just cancel it out. We become ds and d. We have ds square, right? This one d12 actually is equal to d. This is d12 equal to d. D12 square, this one d12 square, cancel out with this one, so become this equation. So actually you can derive this equation. But if you don't want to derive, you just use from this slide. This one. Bundle of 2 is given by this equation. Okay, this equation. So bundle of 3, same. So same as the previous theory. You use the roots of 9, so you should have 9th element inside this one. So this one you should have D11, D1, D22, D33. The power of 3, because they have 3 elements over here. And then we have another combination of D. This one, this one, 1 to 2, 2 to 1, 2 distance, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, another 2, become 4, 3 to 1, 1 to 3, so become 6. D12 until equal to this value. So we have 6 elements over here. 6 elements, right? Combination of this one, 1 to 2, 2 to 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 1. So this one, 3 to 1, 1 to 3, 2 to 3, 3 to 2 lah. We have 6 elements. Just put in this equation, you will get this simplification. This for bundle of 2, bundle of 3. Same goes to bundle of 4. Okay. So instead of using ds, now for the bundle conductor, we use ds bundle. So you just have to remember this one. We use ds bundle. To calculate this one, then we use this equation. So it's okay. Later on, we will see when we have to use this bundle. Okay. Now we move on the 3-phase double circuit transmission line. So we try to finish this slide first, and then we will do the exercise. So for 3-phase double circuit, okay, I mentioned in the real life, we use 3-phase double circuit most of the time. We didn't use single circuit. We didn't use single circuit like this. Okay, on the top of this slide, we have single circuit tower, right? This is red, yellow, blue. This single circuit. We didn't use this one. It's not the cost effective. So we built the tower with the 3-phase, at least 3-phase double circuit. Some of the transmission line, we use quadruple. So we use 4 combinations of transmission line. That means for phase A, they have four wires. It's not double circuit, but quadruple. Okay, so this double circuit, we have single three phase on the left and another three phase on the right. Okay, so usually we arrange the transmission line by this configuration A1, B1, C1, and then we start at the bottom A2, B2, and C2. This is three-phase transmission line. For three-phase transmission line, how to calculate the inductance? So, last time we say for the single phase and three phase symmetrical and three phase asymmetrical, unsymmetrical equation to calculate the inductance. This is general equation. Inductance per meter, this one per meter, equal to 2 times 10 minus 7 ln GMD over GMR. This is general equation to calculate inductance for this type of one single phase, three phase symmetrical, and three phase asymmetrical transmission line. Okay, this general equation. Actually, this general equation also can be used for a three phase double circuit transmission line. The difference is only what is the GMD for this three phase double circuit transmission line, and then what is the GMR. Okay. Using the same equation, you can calculate L for three-phase double circuit line. Now, how to calculate GMD? So, as we know, GMD equal to, for the three-phase single circuit, actually, for three-phase single circuit, GMD is, let's say, D1 to 2, D2 to 3, and D3 to 1. And this is GMD. Okay, this is GMD for three-phase symmetrical or asymmetrical line. But in this case, we have two combination. Let's say A to B. Sorry, A to B. We have A to B1 and A to B2 because we have two elements of A and two elements of B and two elements of C. So how to calculate DA to B? Okay, that's why to calculate GMD between each phases, we have to use this equation. DA to B. So DA to B1, A1 to B1. So A1 to B1, one element. A1 to B2, another element. Okay, and then from DA2, just now A1, now A2. A2 to B1, another distance, and then A2 to B1. Lastly, A2 to B2, okay, another distance. We have four distance over here, four elements. So to calculate DAB, instead of using like this for three-phase one single circuit, we have two elements right now: A1 B1, A1 B2, A2 B1, and A2 B2. Okay, this is how to calculate DAB. Same goes to DBC and DAC lah. Okay. So this is how we calculate GMD. So instead of using this formula for three-phase single circuit, now three-phase double circuit, we use this formula. Okay. Okay. So which is DAB just now? This AB, yeah, because we have. I delete that. Because we have A to B1, this D A1 B1. Because we have four elements for AB, A1 B1, A1 B2, sorry, A1 B2. So the A2 B1, A2 B2. So we have four elements over here. A2 B1, D A2 B2. Okay, we have four elements over here. Four elements. Okay. It looks like it's complicated, but actually it's quite simple lah. Just take this distance because we have 2A and 2B is become A1, A2, and B1, B2 lah. Okay. Same goes to B and C. Then to get GMD, we just use this equation, same as three-phase single circuit, except this AB is different. BC is different because we have two wires. Okay. Then we can find GMD. So once we find the GMD, we can just put this GMD into our equation lah, because our equation is always same lah to all single phase, three phase, and other single circuit or three phase double circuit transmission line. Same. Times 10 minus 7 ln this GMD is this GMD, and then GMR. So we have to calculate GMR for three phase double circuit. How to calculate GMR for three phase double circuit? So we use this equation. Previously, we used GMR equal to R exponent minus 0.25. Okay, this is for solid conductor. Okay, for three-phase double circuit, this one also can be used for three-phase solid conductor. For single phase or three-phase, we can use this equation. But now, for three-phase double circuit, we have to use this equation. ds A equal to ds bundle if this transmission line is bundle. If this transmission line is only use one conductor, you just use ds. This ds for bundle. Bundle, that means, okay, let's say this is transmission line. Bundle of two, that means they have two conductor here. Okay, two conductors. This bundle of two. If bundle of three, they have three conductors. Bundle of four, they have four conductors. Okay. If they just give you this arrangement, this one is three-phase double circuit, but don't have bundle, just only one conductor. Okay. So why this equation show us the bundle? Okay. Actually, this is the general equation. You can use this equation either for bundle or either for the single line per phase. If you don't have bundle, we just eliminate this bundle. Okay, just use ds. dsA is given by this equation. ds times dA1 A2. Okay. What is dA1 A2? Because A, we have two cable, A1 and A2. We have ds. Okay, sorry. We have A1 A1 dA1 A2 dA2 A1 dA2 A2. Okay, we have these four elements, power of square root of 4, and this is the root of 4. So actually you can simplify this by getting that ds, this one ds, right? ds square times dA1 A2 square. Okay. Then this power of 4, you can simplify this one to become like this. So ds dA1 dA2, you can get square root of ds times dA1 dA2. Okay, so you get this equation. Actually, you can derive this equation. Okay. Okay, this ds for bundle for bundle. Okay, please remember this one. But in this case, we don't have bundle, so just use ds. Don't have bundle, just use this equation. Okay, so by calculating DSA, DSB, DSC, DS, this one A to A, DSB, B to B, DSC, C to C. Okay, so to get the GMR, just use the same method like this. You get GMR for the three-phase double circuit transmission line. Okay, this GMR, because we are now in the inductance subtopic, So this is the GMR for L inductance, because GMD can be used to calculate L inductance and C. GMR, we have GMR for inductance which is different with the GMR for the capacitance. Okay, this one is not equal. It's not equal. So we have to calculate GMR L and GMR C later on. But for the GMD is equal either to calculate inductance or capacitance. We can use the same GMD because this is the distance between the transmission line cable. Okay. So now we can use our general equation to calculate inductance per phase of this transmission line, either three-phase or three-phase double circuit. Use the same equation. Okay. This okay. Now we go to this one. Three-phase symmetrical, unsymmetrical, or three-phase double circuit. Use the same equation. Okay. As long as you know what is this GMD, geometric mean distance. That means distance between the phases. This GMR, geometry mean radius, distance between the radius. Okay. This one, this inside this cable. This GMR. So we try to see this example. Example 4. A three-phase 50 Hz transmission line has a reactance of 0.5. Reactance 0.5. This F frequency 50 Hz. It's 1 per kilometer. The conductor geometric mean radius is 2 cm. Determine the facing D in meter. So how to calculate this D? Okay. So we know that our L inductance is equal to 2 times 10 minus 7 ln GMD over GMR. So in this case, our GMD is equal to D. This one equal to D. This GMR equal to R exponent minus 0.25. Because we have solid conductor. Okay. 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 So how to calculate D? Distance between these phases. What does it mean by reactance over here? This has a reactance. Reactance is XL. Is equal to XL. Equal to J2 pi FL equal to 0.5 per kilometer. So you have to find the L. How to calculate the L? How to find the L value? 0.5 ohms over 2 pi F. Then you will get L per kilometer. Okay. So when you get L per kilometer, you have to get L per 1 meter. So you have to find L per meter, so that you can compare this L per meter to this equation, because this L is Henry per meter. Okay. So how to solve this one? So you get this one 0.5 ohms, right? 0.5 per kilometer equal to JXL equal to J2 pi FL. So L per 1 kilometer. So L per kilometer 1.5915 Henry per kilometer. Millihenry. 1.5915 millihenry per kilometer. And 1 meter equal to this one divide by 1000. 1.0915 millihenry divide by 1000 to get per meter. You will get 1.5915 times 10 minus 6 Henry per meter. Okay. So this value actually equal to our equation. So 2 times 10 minus 7 ln D over R exponent minus 0.25 equal to 1.5915 times 10 minus 6 Henry per meter. This equation equal to this number. So what we want to find is D. Radius is given. So we can simplify this equation. Just put D equal to this value divided by this one, 1.5915, 10 minus 6 divided by 2 times 10 minus 7. So this one, to eliminate this ln, we just put like this, exponent, ln, and this one exponent, just add another exponent lah. Okay, now we get this one, D over R exponent R prime is R prime. So this one eliminated, so you will get this value. So you can simplify this equation and then get the D value. Okay, so by solving this equation, so we will get D. D actually equal to R exponent minus 0.25 times exponent this value, 1.5915 times 10 minus 6 over 2 times 10 minus 7. This one, then you get this meter. By solving this equation, we will get 1.5915. Exponent times times exponent minus 5. You have to check this number, okay? So D distance, I got this value 44.449 4995 meter.